on 12 News, deal back on. Robbinsdale officials confirm Hy-Vee is once again planning a grocery store at the Terrace Theater site. Then, promoting peace. How a Brooklyn Park woman wants to ease tensions after a heated presidential election. And later, just before the holiday shopping rush, a different way to buy electronics, and it could save you a lot of money. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. A deal to build a Hy-Vee grocery store in Robbinsdale is back on again.
But before that can happen, there are still some details that need to be worked out. Reporter Sonia Goins explains.
Mike and Shannon, next year this blighted property will be home to a brand new Hy-Vee store. The move comes after Mayor Regan Murphy drove all the way to Iowa to meet with Hy-Vee executives. No one is happier about the Hy-Vee deal than Robbinsdale Mayor Regan Murphy.
So now it's like,
the Hy-Vee plan has been in the works for close to a year.
a majority of residents and our neighbors, want is a grocery store, a nice high-end grocery store with great amenities that can be an anchor and a catalyst for other development.
The Iowa-based grocery chain pulled out of the deal when the issue over whether to tear down the historic Terrace Theater came to a head, and some residents threatened to protest the store. The theater was demolished at the end of September. That prompted some residents to call and email Hy-Vee, encouraging them to come back.
I'm so glad that something's going to be down there. And then the way that the citizens of Robbinsdale came together and made this happen is amazing.
Hy-Vee plans to build a 91,000 square foot store, complete with a dry cleaner and restaurant.
I guess they plan to make it as big as the one in New Hope, and I think that's a little large for Robbinsdale.
But there are some details that still have to be ironed out before Hy-Vee can be built. The property has to be closed on, and a contract between Hy-Vee and the developer will have to be on the table.
They committed to hopefully closing on the property by the end of the month and securing the contract with the developer.
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Mayor Murphy says Hy-Vee will bring upwards of 400 jobs to Robbinsdale. Meanwhile, Hy-Vee officials say a construction timeline has not yet been set.
The woman accused of swindling the North Hennepin Community College Foundation out of more than $180,000 was in court today. Allison Klug of Mound is accused of stealing the money from the foundation since 2014 in her job as a contracted bookkeeper. The theft amounted to 20% of the foundation's cash, which provides scholarships for North Hennepin College students. A spokeswoman says they are still in the early stages of making up for the stolen money.
We've got a good foundation to start on. We've got a number of donors that are still going to continue their commitments into the next year, and we have a few that have actually agreed to increase their donations, and that is a wonderful place to start, and the foundation is very grateful for that support.
Valerie Martin says additional safeguards are being put in place so something like this does not happen again.
City and state officials gathered in Plymouth today to celebrate the completion of a project that was 15 years in the making.
You know that old phrase about Minnesota having two seasons, road construction and winter, it's not entirely accurate. There's one day in between, and that's today.
A 3-year construction project to expand I-494 to 3 lanes in each direction is now complete. Local politicians and business leaders celebrated the occasion today with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The 3rd lane helps ease rush hour congestion and enhances safety.
The congestion that we had here has always been there, and so now when you are able to travel on this roadway and get home in a much faster fashion, it's just something that Plymouth residents have been asking for years.
The new 3rd lane extends from Highway 55 to the Fish Lake interchange. The overall cost of the project was $86 million.
The first responders are taking a closer look at how to prevent Minnesota from becoming a pipeline for terror recruits. The issue was the focus of a seminar today in Brooklyn Park.
These individuals are reacting, and it's not this long-term 9/11, we're going to sit back and plan for a decade. It's, I'm radicalized now, I'm going to carry on attack within the next couple of weeks or whatnot, and they don't have to have access to explosives. They can drive a vehicle, they can use a weapon or steal a weapon.
Seminars like this started after 9/11. They first focused on firefighters, but have since expanded to include police, military, and hospitals. One issue first responders face now, though, is the decline of funding for equipment and training.
We're seeing less and less grant dollars, federal dollars, helping us with the anti-terrorism piece of it. You know, the states are doing what they can to help build this up, but that's why the message has gone more public, that you need, if you see something, say something.
One expert says just having uniform security in place can actually help deter someone who may have been looking for a location to stage a possible attack. In the wake of the presidential election, several high-profile incidents of hatred and racism have made headlines locally and across the country.
And now a Brooklyn Park artist hopes to bring unity to the community.
Art's my gift. I like to share it with the community, so I thought if I could quietly bring people into my yard where we could create some art, I would have people participate in the making of these pieces.
Local artist Heather Zeman is in the process of making a wall of peace. The wall is made of recycled materials and displays images that depict different themes, including equality, diversity, and love. She's inviting people to stop by her house on 62nd and Winnetka Saturday afternoon to be a part of the peace movement.
I would welcome anyone to share a prayer, a poem, musical talents, anything that they want, anything that makes them feel peaceful.
Saturday's event will be from 2 to 4 p.m. at 6240 Winnetka Avenue North.
A former Golden Valley lawmaker is preparing for a possible run for Minnesota Attorney General. Ryan Winkler, a Democrat, says he would only run if DFL incumbent Lori Swanson doesn't run for the job again. Winkler is currently splitting his time between living in Belgium and Minnesota, but intends to move back full-time next year.
A Maple Grove company that makes a device to treat sleep apnea is getting $37 million in venture capital to help grow sales. The implantable device uses electrical impulses to prevent the tongue from blocking a patient's airway during sleep. It's seen as a more comfortable alternative to the CPAP a mask patients wear to treat the condition. The new funding could help Inspire Medical achieve broader acceptance among insurance companies for reimbursement coverage of its product. Meanwhile, plans are in the works for the former Old Chicago restaurant in Plymouth. According to city documents, a sushi restaurant is interested in taking over the Vicksburg Lane location. Takara Sushi has applied for a liquor license, with the city council expected to issue approval this week. Old Chicago closed in September after it reportedly couldn't work out a new lease agreement. Coming up, saving money on that must-have gadget. It's a way you might not have heard about.
And then later in sports, neighbors Breck and Benilde St. Margaret's battle in a good early season girls hockey matchup.
But first, turning cloudy on Thursday, and then on Friday, there's potential for snow.
Okay, brace yourself for this one. There are only 38 days until Christmas. That's a little scary.
It is, but you're not imagining that the holiday shopping season is starting earlier and earlier. It really is. The trend is called Black Friday creep, and we talk more about that in today's Money Savers. The signs are out, the tree is up, and the holiday decor is on the shelf, ready to buy for all who believe earlier is better.
We are going to see the very best deals that week of Thanksgiving.
Maple Grove's Carrie Hasha says consumers should make a list and wait to find out where the best deals will surface.
What was once Black Friday in brick and mortar stores early in the morning has really morphed into an entire week of very noteworthy deals.
Electronics are always a holiday hot seller. This year, instead of waiting for that online deal, consider another option.
But when you move to talking about like an iPhone 6, say now that the iPhone 7s have come out, certainly a refurbished model really is the way to go.
So we have tablets here that we're selling at incredibly low prices.
A refurbished smartphone, tablet, or laptop could be the perfect gift for a hard-to-buy 14.
Our dollar will go a lot farther shopping here than at a typical big box retailer.
Tech Discounts in Golden Valley uses the keywords value and variety to sell refurbished electronics to many people who are trying them out for the first time.
It's amazing once a person learns how much they can save by buying from us and buying refurbished. I think they continue to be loyal refurbished customers.
All products come with a 30-day money-back guarantee and a 6-month warranty. That includes Black Friday deals, which, like everything else here, are sold at 75% lower than retail price.
We'll have MacBook Airs, we'll have iPad 4s. Those I expect to move very, very quickly.
And one exception to the rule when it comes to holiday deals, if you have a hot toy on your list and you see it on store shelves, grab it while you can. Toy inventory is often not replaced during the holiday season. So Mike, if you see it and you gotta have it, you better get it then. Might not be back.
And I never thought of refurbished electronics.
Especially
That's a good
for
idea.
Kids.
Yeah,
Great
really.
idea.
Yeah.
A growing theater company puts on a show in Brooklyn Park. Coming up, we'll give you a preview.
But first, Benilde St. Margaret's prepares to take on undefeated Marshall in the state football semifinals. John Jacobson has that and more next in sports. John Jacobson now with sports, and other than the first game of the season, this is the best time of the year. I mean, we have 3 teams in the semifinals. 3 football teams are all going to be playing downtown this week, tomorrow and on Friday.
Champlain Park plays Friday night. Totino Grace tomorrow night, Thursday night at 7. Benilde St. Margaret's at 4:30 Thursday afternoon. Benilde St. Margaret's is in the state semifinals in football for the first time since 2006. Here's Jason Mallow with a preview of the Red Knights' upcoming game.
The Red Knights are practicing 1 week longer than they did last fall, and that's a great feeling.
It's really rewarding because the kids have worked really hard and the coaching staff's worked really hard just to, be better than we were last year.
This year came around, we won sections, and it wasn't like the same feeling after winning that game. It was like, all right, well, we got work to do.
The kids just embrace every day we come out here, and every time we have success on Friday nights, I always tell them, I go, you guys are making old man really happy because I get another week to be with you guys and practice. I mean, I love practice, and I think that it wears on those kids. They love to come and they love to practice. So in turn, it's starting to happen on the game field, during game day.
Benilde faces undefeated Marshall in the semifinals. The Tigers can rack up a lot of points thanks to a good offensive line and running back Jefferson Lee, who's rushed for over 1,800 yards and 38 touchdowns this season.
We got to make sure we can corral him. It's going to be like chasing cats around the field because he's quick and, he's a physical back too. He's not a shy kid. He likes to knock you down if you get to him. But he's got some wheels.
They run fairly the same offense as us. Guards are pulling a lot, so you got to read that. They got a pretty big tackle, but we should be able to limit him and his effectiveness. They got a speedy running back, but honestly, if we just read our keys, that should be stopped.
The players and coaches, for that matter, have to be excited for the opportunity to play at US Bank Stadium, and taking in the atmosphere will be a part of the experience. But the Red Knights know they'll have to quickly focus on the task at hand if they want their season to continue.
Warm-up periods are only 20 minutes, so you can't really get caught up in the lights. I mean, you just really have to get your mindset on playing a team like Marshall, too, who's really talented. So, I mean, you just kind of have to experience it for a quick second and then just get your mindset ready to play.
Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
The 4A semifinal game between Benilde St. Margaret's and Marshall scheduled for 4:30 Thursday afternoon. Although Benilde had a tough season last year in girls hockey, the Breck-Benilde girls hockey rivalry is usually a good one. Mustangs and Red Knights played an entertaining game Tuesday night. Benilde playing its season opener while Breck had 1 game played on the season. Benilde's Sedona Brown fires a shot, sneaks under the crossbar for a goal. And the Red Knights get on the board 5.5 minutes in. On a power play for Breck, watch the moves by Grace Zumwinkle. She splits the defenders, fires a rocket under the crossbar for a goal, tying the game at 1. Red Knights goalie Paige Greeley is superb in this game. She stops Zumwinkle here with a pad save. Second period, Breck's Nicole Oppenheimer centers it, and Greeley stops the deflection. Early in the third period, Maria DeCesar gets it to Megan Cornell for the goal from the circle, and BSM leads it 2-1. Greeley does the rest, stopping 39 shots in the game. Benilde St. Margaret's beats Breck 2-1. The state girls swimming and diving meet for Class AA schools gets underway Wednesday evening with the diving preliminaries. This is video from last Saturday's Section 5 AA finals. Divers from Section Champion Wayzata plus swimmers from Armstrong, Champlain Park, and Wayzata all qualified from the prelims. Wayzata is the three-time defending state champion in Class AA. They'll be challenged this week, though, by Edina, Minnetonka, and others. The Class AA prelims for swimming are Thursday at 6. The swimming and diving finals in Class A are Friday at noon. In Class AA, they start at 6 p.m. all down at the U of M Aquatic Center.
All right. Thanks, John. Still to come, a popular Disney classic hits the stage at Park Center.
We will give you a preview coming up next. Finally, things have really gone to the dogs, you might say, in the latest musical by Front Porch Musical Theater at Park Center High School.
Here's Neil Persley.
The story is a familiar one. Taken from the 1956 children's novel by Dodie Smith.
What on earth is all that racket?
And made famous by the 1961 Disney animated classic 101 Dalmatians.
So we've got Cruella de Vil and Roger and Anita, and they have their two dogs, Pongo and Perdita, and then they have the puppies.
Set in 1957 London, the cast of Front Porch Musical Theater traced the search of Pongo and Perdita for their missing pups, kidnapped by Cruella de Vil.
This is where it gets fun, but all the dogs of London come to the rescue. So we have groups of Scotties, groups of poodles, groups of Chihuahuas, and boxers, and they all hear the alarm and they save the puppies.
And we wouldn't have it any other way. Neil Persley, 12 News.
Now, all of the cast members are between ages 7 and 13. There are 3 shows by 3 different casts, all at Park Center High School. The first show is Friday at 7 p.m. with 2 more shows, Sunday, one at 2 p.m., another at 4:30 p.m. And I guess with 101 Dalmatians, lots of cast roles there. Perfect. I love it.
Best name in that show, Cruella de Vil.
I agree.
That's a good name for
I
a
agree.
devil person.
I would agree with that. That's all the news we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here again Thursday, starting at 4.